Hello YouTubers, I am making some chili, the way I like it. That means I'm putting beans in. So, I get 2 pounds of ground beef. It is 93.7, and I feel like with 93.7, I don't have to drain off the fat because I hate draining fat off meat. So, I'll bring you back when there's something to see. Okay, I put in a cup of diced yellow onion, which those of you who know me know that I do not cut onion. I had put in a Walmart grocery pickup for frozen onions because that's what I like to do in chili, but they gave me fresh instead. So this is 8 ounces of fresh diced onion, about a cup I would say. Okay, and here's my green pepper. It is frozen from Walmart. It is 10 ounces. And normally I like to do equal parts, 8 ounces, 8 ounces. But honestly, what am I going to use 2 ounces of chopped green pepper in? So I'm just going to add the whole thing, and I will come back when I do that. Okay, so that's how that's going to look when you stir it in. We're still browning up the beef. And when the beef gets brown, what we're going to do is start with our tomato products and our beans and maybe some beef broth. I think that beef broth really adds something to chili, and I haven't been adding it to chili all my life. I just discovered it recently, and I think it's really good. So I'm going to grab some spices and maybe start on that too. But yeah, we're going to brown the beef a little more. But this smells really good, and I feel like this could be used as the starter to a lot of really great dinners. Like, the first thing that came to my mind was stuffed pepper soup. I've never made it, but this looks like it would be the start to it. All you'd have to do is add your tomato product and your cooked rice, and that would be really good. You could start a casserole with this, lots of other really good dinners. I wanted to say that if you don't like green pepper, if you don't like onion, don't add them. This is your food. You want to add what you like. I'm not going to be the one eating it. You are. This is the way that I make it and the way that I like it. And of course, I never make it the same way twice. So we're going to brown the beef a little more, and I'll be back. Okay, so our meat is cooked. And because I used frozen green pepper, I can't tell if that's fat or juice from the green pepper, water. So I'm going to leave it in. And I'll show you my tomato products next, and then they're going in. So I've got 2 cans of diced tomatoes with no salt added. I do that because of being on dialysis. I need to control my salt intake. And I know you wouldn't know that from some of my other videos, but I am trying to watch the salt. So when I'm able to make something like this, where I can control the salt, that's what I buy, is the no salt added products. So I've got 2 cans of diced tomatoes going in, juice and all. And I've got Hunt's tomato sauce, a 15-ounce can, one of the bigger cans. And that's going to be going in as well, and that has no salt added also. So we'll do that, and then we'll come back. Oh, and if you don't like chunky tomatoes in your chili, I would say don't use the diced tomatoes. I signed up for petite diced tomatoes because they're not as noticeable, and they kind of blend in with the size of all the rest of the vegetables in here, but they gave me diced tomatoes, so Walmart's going to do what Walmart's going to do. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, tomato products are in. I've got it on a low simmer, and I did add some seasoning, so I'm going to show you that too. I think there's enough juice in there for me to put the beans in, but we'll see when the beans get in there. If it's not enough, I'll add either more tomato sauce or beef broth. So I put in onion powder and garlic powder, the 2 usual suspects, and then I put in a boatload of chili 3000, put in a little bit of cayenne, a good amount of ancho chili pepper, because I really like that. And then my smoked paprika, I did put some in. That bottle's looking kind of rough, but smoked paprika, if you can find it, it's so good. So that's what I put in as far as spices go. Taking it easy today. So I will come back once I have the bean thing figured out. And here it is. It's just simmering. I encourage you to taste it through all these steps because you want it to taste like how you want it to taste. I have been tasting all along and adding things here and there. I added more garlic. I added more chili 3000. I added some Jane's Krazy Mixed Up Salt, which is going to add salt, but it was at the point that it needed some salt. So I'm going to put my beans in 1 can at a time, and we'll be back. Okay, beans are in. That's pinto beans and dark red kidney beans. I'm going to stir them in. This is what I used. And I rinse them. I see a lot of people not rinsing beans, and it just gives me the willies. Beans are canned in this thick syrupy stuff that I don't want to be in my chili. I have just always rinsed my beans. My mother always rinsed the beans, and I think my grandmother did too. So I rinse my beans, and then I put them in. And this is the kind of beans that I use. The dark red kidney beans were no salt added. The pinto beans, not so much, but I did rinse them, so there's a good chance that a lot of the sodium came off of them. So I will be back after I stir. Okay, beans are in. We're bringing it back up to a boil. When it comes to a boil, then we're going to put it on a simmer and simmer it for maybe an hour to let all the flavors marry together. And I will be back with the finished product in a different video. Ciao, babies.